All right, so today I'm gonna take you on a little journey with me. We're going dumpster diving. The one place that I go to where I get a lot of my motors and a lot of just odd things that I pay for at 10 cents a pound. I just got word that there's some good stuff in there. So I'm gonna take you along with us, and we're just me, not Charlotte. She can't go. And here's the reason why Charlotte can't go.
His name is Asher. Can you say hi to the camera?
Just wave to the camera. Wave. Wave. A little shy. All right, he's doing it.
But
this is our grandson.
This is our grandson, and his mommy and daddy are preparing to have their second child, and as well as Gary having his day job, scrapping. We are babysitters. So,
yeah.
So this is why I can't go dumpster diving. I'm watching the big boy.
The big boy, right.
He's going to be a big brother.
And what else do you have?
And we also are still going to give away the Koala coin. And this is a nice one. And it's 1 ounce of silver like the other one. And we wish whoever comments the best of luck.
I'm going to take you with me, and I'm going to show you what kind of stuff I'm looking at, and we're going to get the stuff out of there. Good thing about this place is they let me use their forklift, so it makes it a lot easier. And another thing is, this is a place, you know, I have permission to go here. I pay them 10 cents a pound. I have to fill out a form stating what I'm taking, and you know, I just usually write motors, etc., scrap of no use to the company, and then I have to, on their form that says what's the reason. So, and I just write down in the reasoning that, you know, I recycle it. I separate the copper, I separate aluminum, brass, whatever. So it's all legal, legit, and I'm not doing any wrongdoing here. But hey, come with me, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you where I get it and show you how I get it. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm at an undisclosed location here, and this is my source that I'm allowed to take things for 10 cents a pound. So right there in front of me, it looks like some kind of a aluminum box. I'm gonna grab that. There's some wire. And over here, looks like some kind of a big contraption that has a radiator on it. I'm gonna grab that. And if you look right there, that blue part right there is a motor. And it looks like it has some kind of a centrifugal pump on it. I'm gonna grab that. All right, can't tell you where I'm at, it's top secret. All right, so I got all this stuff out of the hopper here. Yeah, I got some nice stuff here. All right, let's load it up. All right, not a bad little haul here for 10 cents a pound. Got some nice stuff there, a little bit of wire. And look at the radiator on that. Nice. All right, we'll get this home and we'll weigh it up. So this is what we ended up pulling out of the hopper, and I'm just gonna weigh it up right now. First of all, just to show you, one reason is because I like to weigh everything up, so I wanna show you what the stuff weighs. The other reason is I pay 10 cents a pound on this, so you guys are my witnesses on how much this weighs and how much I have to pay. So let's go ahead and weigh this up. So first of all, I got it all hooked up for this motor that has the pump on it. Turn the scale on here. All right, so. All right, let it settle out here. 243 pounds. So you can see that weighs 243 pounds. Now, a lot of that's gonna be that pump. I wish it was all copper, but I think there's gonna probably be about 5-6 pounds of copper in that motor, but we're gonna find out. And for this, that was just thrown away. It's got a nice radiator in it. We'll tear it apart and see what kind of goodies are in there. Weigh it up. It's not very heavy, but like 80 pounds. Let it settle here. It comes up to 80 pounds, 80 pounds. These other little things here, we'll weigh these up on my little scale. All right, let's turn that scale on. That at 0. This is it's kind of an electrical box. It's all aluminum, cast aluminum. I'll zero this out here. Yeah. That weighs 30 pounds. Then this little motor here, and all this extension cord. We'll weigh it all up. All right, we have 47.3 pounds. All right, so if you were doing the math with me, that's 371 pounds. That cost us $37.10. So first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna, this isn't really strippable cord here. Looks like it's like 14 gauge, but I'll probably get more money out of it this way than I would stripping it down. So I'll cut these ends off here, and then also this cord. So we'll cut the ends off of that and weigh those up, and then we'll see where we're at, and then we'll keep going. We're gonna tear all this down today and see where we're at. See how we did on our dumpster diving. All right, so extension cable here, extension cord, however you want to call it, power supply cord. We're going to weigh this up. It's $1.25 a pound, and we end up with 2.8 pounds. So let's write that down, 2.8 pounds. All right, let's work on this. Looks like it's in really good shape. I don't know what's inside it, but we're going to take it apart. Let me get some tools here. Ooh, 5/8, I thought they were 9/16. All right. We need a little more muscle here. Get the big dog out. Pretty heavy. Yeah, just what I thought. This is a brand new box they threw away. It's never been used. Man, that's all aluminum, I believe. Yeah. Except for these. They're magnetic. I'm gonna pop one of these screws that hold these holders on here just in case. I want to try to turn something in that's stainless steel and find out yeah, see, those are stainless. I'll take those out of there. See, these holding brackets, they're non-magnetic. I don't know if I'm guessing they're stainless steel, but they could be aluminum. Let's check. Yeah, those sparks, stainless steel. That's all cast aluminum. That's pretty heavy. This and the lid. All right, so I think we already weighed this. No, we didn't weigh this up separately. Let's go ahead and weigh this up and see where we're at on that. All right. That comes to 28 pounds. So we got 28 pounds for that electrical box that they just threw away. So I paid $2.80 for that and turned that into, well, I don't know what the price of aluminum is, 60 cents per cast. So you have to do the math and figure that out. I'll show you at the end of the video though. Plus we got a good amount of stainless steel, which that comes to almost 2 pounds. So we're doing pretty good on this. Stainless is only 30 cents a pound. So there's 60 cents right there. All right, so now we have this little electric heater. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got some coils in there. And I'm just gonna, before I tear this apart, I'm gonna put a drill in there and see if those windings are copper or aluminum. If they're aluminum, I'm just throwing it in the shred. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is copper. So I'm gonna tear it apart. I think this is, oh yeah, so I think the motor housing is actually, it's all aluminum. So we're gonna tear that apart. Got a little bit of brass here on each side. Now let's tear it apart and see what we got inside it here. Don't see any more bolts. These are just adjustable feet, but I gotta take them out of the aluminum anyhow. Inside, I'm not seeing any plastic shroud here. We'll get rid of that. Ah, there we go. All right. Yeah, a couple screws in there holding that on. All right, it's all plastic. Probably pound that out now. There we go. Now, get the speeder out of here. There we go. All right, let's split that up and see what kind of copper we got here. And I got a nice little bearing I got to get out of there so I can get the aluminum price. It's like a little ceiling fan. All right, that's that. Okay, let me get it all separated and then we'll weigh it up. All right, so we have this little, I'm gonna call it a pump because it had a piston in it and that looked like it was pumping something. So this little electric pump here, this is the aluminum that came out of it. We come up with 5.95 pounds for the aluminum. Throw our steel in here. All the nuts and bolts. Got 6.8 pounds of steel. And the number 2 copper that we got out of that. Not a whole lot, but. And that we got 1.2 pounds. All right, so we're about break even right now with that electrical box, the extension cords, and what else? That little electrical pump. And now we're gonna tear this thing apart here. I think we were like $1 off of even. So I need to make another $1 so we can start making some money. Let's go ahead and start tearing this thing apart. And I'm not gonna break this radiator down in this video. I'll set it aside, but I'll just write it down as $1.75. Oh, I got some brass down here. That's nice. All right. Here. So it looks like there's a lot of copper in there, a little compressor and a transformer right here. If you can see that, that's nice little transformer there. All kinds of copper right here. And then look at that, it's a double radiator. It's got 2. I think we picked up a good score here. All right. Not to mention, this is an industrial company. They're not going to dispose of anything illegally with refrigerant or anything like that in it. So. test this, see if this is copper. This transformer here. Nope, that's aluminum. It's too bad. Oh well. Now we just got to get this compressor off of here, and the rest is shred, and we'll have to separate all the copper, the wire. All right, that does it for that cooler there. So let's separate this stuff a little bit more. We'll go ahead and weigh it up and see what we got. I think we did pretty good on this. There's a lot of copper in there. Radiator, I know that radiator is going to weigh probably a good 10 pounds. So we're going to make our money on this. All right, so I know I'm going to get a lot of people asking if I'm going to break this radiator down. And I will, but I'm just not going to do it on this video. I'll show you a couple of different ways. You know, the most common method I think is people just use a nice sharp razor blade. And then when they're cutting, you know, you want to stay as close to that copper as you can so that you're actually shaving this real close to that tubing so that the aluminum will separate real easy. Let me show you. Now you can see I didn't get quite close enough to the copper. You want to shave that aluminum so that it'll just peel apart like I did up in here where it fell off. Here's another way. This works pretty good too. Let me get rid of this mess here. Give you a jigsaw. If you cut right through the middle of the copper, let me try this here with a jigsaw. So you can get your copper out that way. That's probably the easiest way to do it. You're not turning it in for an art project. You're just turning it in for copper. You do one more here. There you go. I didn't really cut that down the middle, but get the idea. And then you got to clean up all your aluminum mess. That's worth money too, so it's not worth much, but still I'll sweep it up. All right, so we're gonna get to this later. We'll just go ahead and weigh it up as copper aluminum radiator. I got some shred, I got some copper, a little bit of brass, and the radiator. So let's go ahead and weigh it up and see where we're at. Turn the scale on here. And come up with 35.4 pounds. That's shred. We'll weigh these radiators up. 12 pounds. Got 12 pounds of radiators. We've got a little bit of brass. Not really worth weighing, maybe a pound. Yeah, there's 0.65 pounds of brass. And a copper. Let's weigh that up. Zero this out here. And 3.55 pounds of copper. All right, let's check that out. Let's see where we're at. All right, so I got that broke down, and as we tore it apart, you obviously see it's a cooling unit. And now that I think about it, that mini split that I did a couple of videos ago, this is probably the outside part of that machine, of that mini split. And I did get them from the same place, and I believe that the mini split was a Mitsubishi. So I'm gonna say this was the outside part of that. The part I tore apart earlier was the inside part that goes in your room. So, all right, so after I got done doing that cooling unit there, I had too much scrap in here. It wasn't a whole lot, but it's just bulky stuff, so I had to go get rid of it. And I just ran down to the scrapyard real quick. And you can see I had 320 pounds, and look at that. They're paying $200 a ton now. That's 10 cents a pound. Got me $32. That's $32. We're going to add that to our collection of money. All right, so let's get back to this motor. This is the last thing we got to break down, then we'll do a final breakdown, see how we did. All right, so after looking at this motor here, the only thing that's valuable is the copper inside there. This is all steel, and if I can figure out a way to just get that end off and get the stator out, that would be the best case scenario. If not, I'll have to get this coupler off of here somehow. And it'll just take some time, but for now, I'm gonna focus on getting this end off here and try to get that stator out of there. And it is copper, so that's good. All right. Separate these bolts down here. Nice. That's going to be difficult. Let's do this the easy way. All right, so I got to get these. These are Allen screws in here. Separate this. I'm just going to cut them. Perfect. This is all just shred. There's not going to be anything valuable on there. It's just all steel. All right, so this stator here is kind of thin, so we're just going to zip through it with a grinder and get the good stuff out of there. All right. There we go. Cut them wires. And there's our stator. We're going to take a machete and just chop this down. See if we can get the rest of it with the Sawzall. I got the metal separated. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. That wasn't easy, but we got it done. All right, that wasn't easy either, but we got them. I'm going to pull this plastic tape and strings off of here, and then we'll weigh it up, and I'll get right back with you. All right, I got that copper all cleaned up. We're going to weigh that up. We got some shred over here, and first we're going to go ahead and weigh this pump here, what was left out of pulled the motor off of it. So let's weigh this up, see what we got. All right, so we're at 0. All right, so that's dangling off the ground there. Let's get it to stop spinning here. And we come at 177 pounds. So 177 plus all of this. So 177 plus, let's just call it 54 to make it easy. And now for the good stuff, the copper. I said I was hoping to get about 5 pounds out of that. So let's see how we did. Let me get that scales at 0. And we did real good. Get all that copper in there. And we come up with 9.1 pounds. Pretty nice. All right, let's get some final numbers here and see how we did with overall. Okay, so here's the final numbers that I come up with. So we had 371 pounds worth of scrap that we pulled out of that scrap hopper. And the power cords, you know, that was pretty quick and simple. That was 2.8 pounds, and they actually raised the price to $1.40. So we got $3.92 for that. Yeah, that electric box, we had 28 pounds of aluminum, 2 pounds of stainless steel for a total of $17.40. That little electric pump, we had a little bit of shred and aluminum and a little bit of copper, and that come to a total of $9.65. So then we come up with that cooling unit there, and you can see all the shred, brass, copper, and then the radiator. And that come to a total of $42.13, and then that motor that we just pulled apart. Now that took some time. We ended up with 231 pounds of shred at 10 cents a pound. That's $23.10, and the 9.1 pounds of copper at $4.50. Come to $40.95, and that give us a total of $64.05. So when we add all those up, we come to a total of, oh, we still got those 5 coins. We're still going to give those away, but we got to hit our goal. I'm sure if you've been watching our videos, you know what that is. But total revenue of today's dumpster dive, we got $137.15 in total revenue. I consider that a good day. Good day of scrapping, good day of dumpster diving. All right, so that was a good day of dumpster diving there. We made a good profit. I'm happy with that, and that's great. That was a few days ago. Today, though, is March the 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got to get this giveaway done today, so if you have your comment in by 8 p.m. today, you're included in the giveaway for this nice little koala. Silver coin. That's a beautiful coin. I like it. So let's go ahead and get this giveaway done and taken care of, and we'll end this video. Appreciate everybody that watches. Appreciate everybody that subscribes, and for everybody that commented, you're entered into the contest. So good luck to everybody. Charlotte couldn't be here today. She's got other things going on. So we're gonna go ahead and just use this YouTube random picker, and good luck to everybody. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, I gotta copy and paste the video. There we go. We're gonna filter out the duplicate users. We're gonna have one winner. And somebody said I should increase the duration so that you can see your names flash by. So we'll go ahead and do 20 seconds on here. And we're gonna get the comments here and see how many there are. There's 100, 200, 223 comments. That's it. So your chances of winning are 1 in 223. Okay, so let's make this big so you can see it. And here we go. And it's starting. 20 seconds. And should be getting close. Hope you seeing your name flash by there. I know you want it to stop on yours. Here is Dennis Williams, HE6VO. Congratulations. You are the new proud owner of this koala coin. I'm going to send this to you. I need you to email me. Our email address is in the description. So go ahead and email us and we will get in contact with you to tell you how to go about getting this coin. All right, I know I can speak for Charlotte. We appreciate all of you who watch our videos, who support us, who just come back every Wednesday for a little bit of entertainment. We just try to entertain people, and we like to give away some coins. So remember, when we hit our goal of our 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna give those 5 American Eagle silver coins away, and we would like to do it on a live stream. I don't know how we could go about doing that. I got a couple of daughters that are IT people, and I think they could probably figure it out for us. So, but hey, thanks a lot for watching our video. Again, congratulations to Dennis Williams. The last thing I gotta say is we gotta get our scrap to the scrapyard so we can get paid. All right, thanks for watching.